Hey, what is going on, everybody? This feels good. It's Thursday. I am pumped up to be here. So excited to see so many. Kingslayer, what is up, dude? Good to see you, man. You are crushing this thing we call YouTube. Congratulations, man. Excellent content. Well deserved. Jacob and Luke, what is up, my friends? Guys, speaking of crushing it on YouTube, dude, your Warlock video is taking off and it's impressive, and you dropped knowledge. Like, that is so cool, right? You were first to market on a hot topic and you entertained and educated people. Congratulations. Exceptionally well done, my friend. It's been really cool to see the effort you're putting in and that paying off so well. Falconos, what's up, man? Clyde, hey, dude, how are you, my friend? Stream Elements, so happy you are here with the bot. Sergeant MCoC, what's up, dude? BMCG, what's up, buddy? Thank you so much, dude. I hope you heard. I know I didn't get it in as early as I wanted to in the video, and I know not everyone watches all of it. But I hope you saw I did definitely credited you, and I'm working on it. I'm really working on it. That 5-hit combo into the special. It's not easy for me. The 4-hit ending on a light, it just feels more natural for whatever reason. I think mainly because of muscle memory. That's how I got used to doing it. But dude, he is an absolute beast. He is so incredibly good, and I mean it. I honestly, I mean this. I have difficulty separating how fun he is from how good he is. I've been threatening to do this for a while. I'm going to finally follow through. I am going to do a. You watched it all? Thanks, dude. I really do appreciate that. And I am going to do like my favorite to play, because I get that question a lot. You know, so many people are like, "Hey, who should I rank up?" And I'll be like, "Well, who do you enjoy? You know, who enjoy?" Unless the question is, should I rank up Ghost or Ant-Man? It's like, well, you should rank up Ghost. But if it's close or whatever, I'm like, well, who do you enjoy? Because if you don't enjoy them, you won't use them. And then frequently a follow-up question is, thanks, who do you enjoy? And I've had a couple people say, like, I'd really be interested in knowing who your favorite champions to play are. Who do you tend to reach for when you go to Quest? And I'm comfortable spoiling this. I think he might be my number one. I truly believe he may be number one. Now, I'm going to set some criteria, right? Like they have the kind of, like I said, I would obviously Ghost over Ant-Man. I don't care how much you like Ant-Man, but so they have to at least be good. I think he might be my number one. That's the reason I haven't gotten it out yet, is I'm not sure on. There's a couple of champions in there where I'm like, can I really put Hulkbuster as one? I think I can. Savvy, what is up? What is up? Kais, dude, coming in strong, man. You thank you so much. And I was talking about your Warlock video before I even saw that come across. I just saw that. Thank you so much, my friend. I always appreciate your support of the channel. You've been there. What really feels like, I'm sure there's other people, and they come to the chat, I'll remember their names. But like, I feel like Z and Moxie were some of the first subscribers ever, and then you were like right there very early with the first comments and things like that, helping get the chat and the comments going. I've appreciated that since day one, and it's really cool to see you doing the YouTube and doing it so incredibly well, my friend. Congratulations. Sergeant, hey, I just realized that you changed your channel name. It's pretty cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've received quite a bit of advice. I sought out quite a bit of advice on this as I continue to take this more and more seriously. Serious fun, of course, taking fun seriously. And one of them was removing the numbers from my name. The numbers, I still really enjoy them. They're part of my in-game name. And when I play other games, I'm sure I will continue to use them. But as far as like just being known on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all of these things that I never ever was on before, it's better to just have, what am I calling myself? I think on YouTube it's like Vega of MCoC or something like that. The overhead combos are seared into my brain at this point. Clobberant time, what's up, man? Thank you so much for showing up. Yeah, they really are. And you know what was weird for me? And this is a great question, because we've got some Hulkbuster, some deep knowledge on Hulkbuster here in the chat. I can see it. Here's what happened is I feel like when the opponent has power, I can safely do the 4-hit combo, very slight pause, throw my special into their block. But this is what happened, is a few times I tried the 5-hit combo and they threw their special into my face, which was obviously not good. Is that because I just should not do the 5-hit combo when they have power? Or is it I'm just kind of, I just still working on the timing? Really curious if anyone has knowledge on that. Following through on videos, can't relate. Phil, yeah, but the one you put out, dude, I love. I actually watched that 3 times. It's there's videos I often download and I listen to. That's part of why I like videos where people talk, where the YouTubers talk. Like Iron Patriot, yeah, probably about like 2 months ago, maybe it's more. I enjoyed his war videos because I would try to learn, but they were so complex and he's so good. I actually had trouble following. Like, okay, that was an amazing solo, but I'm not sure what you did. Like, what was your strategy going in? And then he started talking in his videos, and now I can download them and I can I can exercise or I can go for a drive and I can listen to them. And I feel like I'm soaking up just as much knowledge as if I was actually like watching them, sitting there and watching them for purely for entertainment. So I enjoy videos where people talk. I think that's part of why I talk so much, and it probably works together. If I'm honest with myself. Vega, do you remember when the uncollected offers were for 4th of July last year? I have about 2,000 units, all grinded for Marina, so hoping. I do not remember what they were. I don't. I bet if you look them up, or maybe like Seaton probably live streamed it and covered it. I think I might live stream it this year if I get enough interest. I'll check in with the Discord server. So check in on that. Congratulations on grinding all those units. I know that is hard, well earned. I hope the offers are great. I hope the unit offers are outstanding. We all that know is your favorite chip. Stupid Namor. Jacob, I don't have the sticker to use on chat on stream. Duke, what is up, dude? Insidious. I have a rank 3 and also love playing with him. Use him more. Yeah, I could see that being fun with Wolvie. I'm gonna jump in. I actually will play the game at some point, and we will do a little Hulkbuster, have some fun with him. Dude, thanks a lot. Something. All right, guys, take it easy, my friend. With only you okay, I'm going to up against the Windmaster in a bit. I don't think I'll be taking the lane with the Juice Node. You know what, Clyde? I've only fought her once. I did not take it with the Juice Node either. I made a mistake because I was just trying to get through quickly. I believe it was KT1. I apologize if it's not. He has a video breaking her down completely. And what I did is I had it on because she has phases, right? I had on his video and I would listen to like phase 1 and I would get through phase 1. As soon as I was done with phase 1, I would go back to his video. So I would just pause his video. And then as soon as I was done with phase 1, I would listen to phase 2 and so on and so forth. I think you understand the cycle there. And it was an enjoyable fight. It was a lot of fun. There was one phase that was a little tricky. I think it was getting the prowess, if I remember correctly. But once you get that down, you're golden. You're golden. Tafre, what's up, man? Thank you so much. Okay, cool. So you like the last 8 Hulkbuster? What's funny is he is. I'm out of order. I have other rank 3s that I've done that I need to catch up on. But he just was like I said, he's just an absolute blast. MSD, dude, thank you so much, dude. I really do appreciate that a lot. Thank you. And I will eventually have some good news to share with everyone. I'm just taking my time on that. Too much of a delay between the special and the combo. Okay, so BMCG, that's just purely me like needing to get a little better with it. It sounds like the hit around medium into the block is different than into special. Slideman, what's up, dude? Ending on a light is actually a shorter hit stun, so you can do. All right. So if I'm understanding you correctly, is this something that I just need to practice more, or that's just a bad idea to 5-hit combo when the defender has power? For those who just are tuning in, we're talking about Hulkbuster trying to get the opponent to block so you can block break or unblockable your special into them. I found that when the opponent has special and I was doing the 5-hit combo, sometimes the defender would throw the special, whereas if I just did it after a light, it worked out significantly better. Cloud Time, Nick showcases that tactic very well. Okay. What's up, Natalie? It changes depending on the champ. Mr. F is a really bad example. Okay. I think I would RK Hopeless if I had him. I feel like he's been very underrated ever since he got his buff. Yeah, so my sense on Hulkbuster is he came out, we saw all these really amazing videos of cornering the opponent and the heavy spam over and over, tremendous damage. It was very fun, right? And then as players, we started doing it and we're like, oh, wait a minute. Sometimes we're not landing these, and that is not fun. That is really not fun. And so I think a lot of us just kind of put them on a shelf. We're like, well, when I get to it. Right, and then we had Warlock, Guillotine 99, and then someone I absolutely love of Guardian. I know not everyone loves him, but I put him in a similar category. And then of course people started pulling Ghost and 6-star Ghost. Like you're going to rank up your 6-star Ghost, right? And so I think we just kind of put him on a shelf here. And then there just hasn't been a lot of bangers coming out in tech. And so I think we're now coming back around to him. I know even someone like myself, I used him for some event quests, and it's like, this guy is a blast. And even if I can't just pin them in the corner with heavies, the SP3 does some great stuff. There's a spin off the SP1. There's a lot there. He's not just a one-trick pony, I guess is what I'm saying. There's a long way around it. Spin, what's up, dude? And hey, Spin, if you want to jump on call, my friend, go ahead and do it. Do you have any other tips for getting into his Master Alliance, not including Prestige? Recruitment chests don't seem to even have Plat 1. You know what really sucks is obviously you're looking to get into a high war alliance, and Prestige still matters. It just does, because AQ gives such great rank up rewards. Knowing someone is obviously extremely helpful. Every single alliance you guys have seen, I'm now back in 4 Loki, and we can talk about that a little bit. It's because I know people. It's because I've played this game with them for, 6 years now? And although I've moved around to various alliances and been in different places, like, I know people, we're friends, and we still chat online and things like that. And so I think knowing someone, it's like getting a job, basically. It's honestly, now that I think about it, it's almost exactly the same. You know someone, right? Almost everyone's got a job because someone already there recommended them. Or, yes, I did steal that from Chris Rock. And your resume looks good, right? And think of your resume as like your prestige or the fights you can supply. You can be like, hey, here's me taking out these mini bosses, and here's me taking out the main boss, or here's me taking the encroaching stun, or what have you. All of those things are going to add up and help you get in. And so I'm sorry that you're struggling to get in. It's also the start of the war season, so a lot of times people have placements, and so it's about creating room. And if they're a good alliance, they're not going to just randomly kick someone, in my opinion, right? There's got to be a reason. Usually have an opening, and then they'll post for the opening. So I would say just keep trying. It looks like you have 12.7. That's not bad. That's not bad. Especially if you have room for growth, right? Or if you have like a Doom or a Surfer, and you're like, look, I will put stones into them. I'm willing to do it. Guardian is severely underappreciated, the amount of ground he covers. MSD, I know there was so many videos out on Summer Paint, and I think that's good, because we're getting options out to people. So there's the wow factor of like, I can't believe you just did this solo. And then there's 2, like, people are learning it. And like, I'm getting comments on video. They're like, thank you so much. I didn't get the solo with Guardian, but I was able to get like 60% down. And then I did 1 revive, and now I've got Sinister down. I'm like, hey, that's good. That's really good. Is one of my favorite things about Guardian, it gave me a chance to talk about him, is it's all there. Like, this is a quest where it's just one champion. You're not bringing in synergies, right? And I'm not even going to mention all these other champions because it's not shade towards them. This is about Pro Guardian, is he doesn't need any of them. It is all there in his kit. Especially if, like, for me, you have him at a high sig. You've got all of those things that are just a sig. You just can't lose your armor buff. That's what I like to remind people, is like, if you're going to throw your SB2, make sure you throw the heavy first, because you're going to lose that sig. And it's just all there in his kit. He can do all of those tremendous things. So I can understand why when people are doing like a three team quest or 5 champion quest, Guardian might not be the first one they bring, even though he's so amazing. I think this solo champion sort of questing, sort of single fight, is showing off how great Guardian is. I mean, people even used him to solo Sinister. My buddy Spin, who it looks like he's going to jump on call here in a little bit, came so incredibly close. Came so incredibly close to soloing Sinister, and that was with a 5-star. And then Buddy Lee. I think it's Buddy Lee. If you guys don't know Buddy Lee's channel, check it out. An amazing player. He did solo with Guardian. So, yeah. All right. I'm falling back on chat because I like talking so much. In Cedar Race, my is killed in as few hits as 23. That is impressive. That is impressive. You remember 7.1.2 Green Goblin boss? In my legend, did you get the Legends run, Top Right? I know your name I know you're held in high regard as a skillful player. So did you get it? I assume you probably did. How much of 7.2 do you have left? So much of it, Draft. Man, I just been working through it really slowly, and I actually think I'm going to stream a lot of it. I think I'm just going to slowly stream a lot of it, have some fun there. The only thing that would probably get me to really just start racing through it is if somehow I need it to rank 4 a champion. I could see me then having the motivation to just get through it fast. I prefer Punisher 2099 over Hulkbuster. I really love him now. Very cool. That's interesting. I like P99 too. I would never think of him over Hulkbuster, but I mean that's what's great about this game, right? Context. Clobber time. Yeah. Oh, Clobber time. Did you take my spot? No, dude. If anything, you made me feel better about that. The way I left for Loki, I felt horribly about it. And this is going to sound really strange. It's because For Loki is so well known that I still followed through on it. Like I was able to I remember I messaged Clown, B Manny, and Taters. And it's like, I gotta go. Like, guys, I have to leave like now. And them all being who they are, reacted in their various ways. B Manny, being very like, everything okay, man? Don't worry about it. That's cool. He's just very relaxed, very confident, very, I don't think I've ever seen him like riled up. Like he just is very calm, right? Like he'll be in a fight and he's at 1% left against the boss. And he's like, well, no big deal. It took, I made a couple of mistakes. And then sure enough, he gets the solo. Like that's just very him. Taters, like extremely empathetic. Very like, oh, I'm so sorry you're in that position. Like I can just imagine you at the park with your children and getting these alerts. Like, we definitely, we'll find a spot. Don't you worry about it, So thank you. You helped me feel a lot better about leaving them, that I wasn't just leaving them on the hook. KT1, what's up, dude? I was just talking, it was you put out the video on Gwenmaster, right? And you went over the phases and how to fight her. I'm pretty sure it was you. You like walked me through the fight, if I remember it correctly. All right, just a couple more, and then I actually am going to play this game. Love these firesides. I do too, dude. Sometimes I think I would just rather sit here and talk with you all. It's fun. Like, it's literally fun. I feel like we're all hanging out, wherever you hang out, coffee shop, bar, park, and we're just all chatting, and it's like a blast. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go to New York Comic Con. I think Kabam might not be there. I don't really know. I don't know. I haven't seen anything from them saying they will be there, so I have a feeling maybe they won't be. But I think I'm still going to go. And I hope I get to meet some of you all. I know not everyone attends it, but I think it'd be a blast. What's up, Maverick? How you doing, dude? Guys, bad pancakes. No one likes bad pancakes. No one. That's always a bad sign. I'd say if I take my kids out to like a diner for breakfast and they order pancakes and they don't like instantly devour them, there was something wrong with those pancakes. That is a sign. They won't. Is that confirmed? Okay. I still think I'm gonna go though. I think it just looks like so much fun and meeting people. I like people. It's fun. DLL, what's up, dude?
How's it going? Not a whole lot.
You did get it. Congratulations. That's awesome, man. All right. Let's actually do a little bit of playing this game. Legacy will be here. A few other peeps as well. I'm going to work. I'll be going for work reasons. They're not going to NYC, to New York Comic Con again. This was a tough time to move to New York. That is true. If anyone who moved there, I have a really good buddy who was supposed to move there like right as the pandemic was hitting. He and his family were planning to be there for business reasons. They were moving. And then literally, even his business reasons, like everything just got shut down. And, fortunate for me, I got to hang out with my buddy. Well, I mean, it was COVID, so we didn't really hang out that much. But for the next year and a half, and then they just moved. They just moved out to New York a week ago. So yeah, I hear that. Legacy will be there for the. I think I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna try to go. I'll also be looking to meet my buddy, meet up with him, see his family, his kids, and things like that. Why not go to San Diego Comic Con? I would love to go. Does Kabam normally go to that? But I would love. This is like a thing now, right? Like I feel like I have a work reason to go to Comic Con now.
Yeah, that's the excuse.
Campo, what's up, dude? What's up, Campo? I think next year for sure. All right. Dude, speaking of friends who live in New York, you know it, dude. Absolutely. Yeah, San Diego Comic Con. That was like the original one, right? Or was it just the first one to get huge? Or was it the first one to get huge? San Diego one would actually be significantly easier for me. I lived in San Diego for about 10 years, so I do have friends there. I frequently am down there for work, like 4 times a year. And I have family down there, and it's a much, much shorter flight than New York. All right, cool. All right, so like I threatened to play the game, and I think now I'm going to follow through on it. Follow through. I have not done this this rift yet. For those of you who caught the last stream, I bounced around the rifts and had some fun. And if the rewards are amazing, then I'll probably try to make sure I get them. But I'm not really sweating it. I'm not really sweating it.
Some time.
Hey, Spin.
Yeah, it would be much easier to go to San Diego. I mean, that's just like an hour's southwest flight for me. Like, no big deal. And I probably could line it up with work. Although I don't know if I'd want to do that though, because if I was going to San Diego Comic Con, I would want to just go. I'd want to like spend all day there, and then at night they do it right there in their gas lamp district. For those of you who don't know San Diego, but it's their convention center. I don't know if it's on the water. Yeah, it is because there's a bridge. But their convention center is right. It's literally right outside their downtown. Like you can walk to it very, very easily. And then their downtown, they call it the gas lamp, and they've been building that for like 20, 30 years. Redoing it, and it has like all kinds of restaurants and bars. It's a really fun time. No, I can't. Oh, are you in Spin there? No, I absolutely cannot hear you. I'm glad you wrote something in the chat. Let me see. You guys are like, wow, he likes to talk, but he is really talking over us today. Let's see. Why would I not be able to hear you guys? We've had this problem before.
Do you have? I guess he can't hear me for reasons.
Right. I'm now going to magically explain the secrets of the universe to Vega.
Let's see.
Hey, Brent.
You guys can hear each other?
Yep. Gotta go on chat and do it.
That was kind of a silly question. Let's see. Why would I not be able to hear them?
I'm actually going to be right back. I got to grab something from the microwave.
Sounds good.
Anyone have theories? And you can hear me too. All right. But I can't hear you. Oh, I looks like I had DL muted maybe? How do I unmute him? Because I'm seeing the mute button across his microphone. Maybe Discord is muted. How do I unmute it? Why would I mute it? Discord audio output. This is always the fun part, where you get to watch me just look totally bewildered.
You finally are able to hear.
Let's see here.
Yeah, Clobberin asks. Well, he can't hear us still, but that's a good question.
I keep doing the same thing, and then.
Hello? You guys talking?
Yeah.
Hello?
We'll get this figured out, everybody.
Mr. Negative, how are you playing with Krusty Husk, how are you playing with inverted colors?
Okay, the little mute thing by your microphone is now gone. DLL, if that matters. Where would I find the settings? We've been through this before, but I just can't remember. Vego's on a roll. I know. I was having so much fun talking. This just means DLL's music because he had to leave. What's up, K-Doc? How you doing, dude? Discord audio. What? Hey guys, can you guys try talking now?
Yeah, what's up?
Yep, still didn't work. Did you plug in a new mic audio interface? Yeah, I changed everything up, but we streamed on Tuesday and everything was fine. On the bottom near your profile, the gear.
Jacob, it's difficult because you're like, oh, he's talking to me. I should just respond like a human.
This is so weird. Everything is totally the same.
Yeah, sorry, Sins. If this doesn't get much better, then we'll just let him stream on his own.
Yeah, I'm just hoping they slowly get it. Like if I ignore them long enough. It's really awkward though because they called attention to it now. What the heck? Why? I wonder why.
Okay, I tried leaving and rejoining. Did that make it any better?
What the heck is going on?
I'm gonna take that as a no.
We'll do this for a few more minutes, guys, and then if we can't figure it out, I don't know what to say. Here, DL and Spin, let's move to another room. Let's see if just maybe somehow it's the room. Nope,
Hello?
Still cannot hear Spin.
I am here.
Can chat? Can you guys hear them? I appreciate you all sticking around for this. Hopefully, it's at least entertaining. Can you guys hear them?
Technical difficulties are
OBS.
always entertaining.
Oh, you guys can hear them. It's just me. Oh, that's awesome. I actually find that funnier. So I'm wondering, is it just my headset?
Could be. I know that doesn't help, but
Slay, yeah. We could just play some sort of like guessing game. That'd be pretty funny. This is so bizarre, guys.
Any better?
sounds like. Yeah. I know he can't hear me, but Clobber's giving good advice.
I have no idea.
Oh man,
guys.
Vega at it again.
I have no clue.
Everyone's brutal in the chat.
No, not that.
Yeah, Fel has a good idea of just testing it out.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, same brain.
Okay. Take Fel's advice. Put on YouTube video or song, see if you can hear those. All right. Yeah, let's do that. Let's watch Vega try to figure this out. Yeah, speaking of Buddy Lee, there he goes. Let's pull him up. No, I can't hear I can't hear anything. No, I can't hear. Check your Windows sound output. You haven't gone deaf. I may have gone deaf. There's always a chance of that. There's always a chance of that. Type sound settings into your Windows search bar.
I mean, at this point, if he can't hear us and he can hear YouTube, then it's probably OBS, and that's hard to fix.
Okay. I've done that.
No, because it's probably not OBS because the stream can hear us. It's just Vega can't.
Right, but sometimes you can mess up the output there.
That's fair.
This is what happens when I talk while doing AQ. I might die.
So here's what's weird is, I mean, everything looks exactly the same. It's saying it's sending it to my wavelength system, Elgato Wave. Elgato Wave. Yeah, it feels exactly the same. Maybe it's just the headset itself has just totally gone off.
Oakley.
At least some people are finding it entertaining.
I'm glad someone's finding this entertaining, because that's always the thing. It's like, I feel bad that people are watching this. Yeah, and I can see Spin still talking. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate you sticking with this.
Yeah.
There is.
Let's see if we can sort out
Entertaining quality content. Good. What's up, Rohi? How you doing, dude? I think 41 people, or they're just like, oh, there's nothing else on. I don't know what else to do. Either way, I appreciate it.
Somebody's probably driving and like,
that's
God, I can't change that.
No.
Ouch.
This is weird
Felganos
stuff.
is going rough. Or Felganos.
Mm-hmm.
This is bizarre.
I am curious. Where do you
Old
put
man
the
with weird hair gone deaf. You know, this is definitely, trust me, I feel like my dad right now. Be like, well, I turned it on. Vagus Dragon technology is greater than crystal openings. Wow, that's a big compliment. That is a massive, massive compliment. Spin and DLO, I have literally no clue how to fix this. Like, I feel like I'm getting extremely good advice, and nothing is working at all. Like everything is exactly as it has been before. We've had this issue with Discord before, though, so it's not. I don't feel like it's not shocking. Effective hitting. Oh, wait, hello.
Hello?
There you are.
Oh, you can hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, what happened? Did you guys do something?
No. Nothing.
Nope.
You've got to be kidding me.
I guess Discord.
Vega's just trying to distract us from the fact that he.
Okay, I'm gonna switch to the other room.
Say Vega's just distract us from the time that he actually found the button that he should have turned on.
No, I mean, I don't know
but
how.
The stream looks like it might be crashing. Which what?
Here,
Hello?
It was Discord all along. Yeah, is the stream crashing? Because I feel like that was the last thing I heard DLL say.
No, it's not. It's working for me.
It makes no sense. Like, I'm running on as slow a delay as possible, so I don't know if anyone's actually watching the screen. I did. In fact, I was at the point where I was about to say, well, as fun as this has been, maybe we'll just try to troubleshoot this another time. Like, I had not done a single thing to the computer, and then all of a sudden I could hear sound.
So weird.
All right. Well, all right, guys, that was a fun stream. I really appreciate everyone sticking around. No, just kidding. All right, let's do this. Let's do some riffs. Perfect cover up. He turned on his hearing aid. Well, you know what it is, PWF, is my hearing aids work via Bluetooth, and I had that accidentally turned off. So I had to turn that on. Once that kicked in, we were ready to go. I may have to take a few minutes, though, and take some vitamins and things like that. But let's go ahead and play this game for a bit.
I am very interested to see, because I have not actually gone into this specific rift yet.
Yeah. All I remember is I think Work was not complaining. He was complaining about how passive the boss is, right?
What nodes are on her? Because it's purgatory, right?
I have honestly no clue.
Yeah, she has recharge and something else annoying.
Oh, recharge.
I don't have a single champion that's like really good for this, do I?
I mean, there's always Torch. Oh, for Ultron.
Yeah. All right, let's have some fun. Now we're gonna have gameplay problems. We just had sound problems. Let's have gameplay problems. Did someone tell me to make sure my dentures
Torch works.
Go for it.
I was gonna say Torch works, but yeah, I'd probably use Sorcerer over the others. So
yeah, I feel like Torch is considered to be the answer for the boss. So if I'm gonna lose a champion early, I don't want it to be him.
That surprises me, really, because recharge I know is Oh, I guess that makes sense. Tafri
Yeah,
just
look-
said.
Right.
I imagine they usually pair recharge with defensive node, right? Feels like
Often.
a combo I've seen a lot.
Oh, and Bane. That was the other one.
Oh, Bane, that would do it. That would explain why a passive AI would be frustrating. At least she doesn't have that unstoppable node on Demonic Rampage like she did the Cavi
That
Q.
was really annoying.
I just used your strategy actually of Mr. Fantastic and just not even letting her get to a bar of power.
Right, and then you can use the special one to stagger the unstoppable even if she does get it. I mean, it was really easy, but I feel like I didn't really learn how to play her because of it.
No, I completely agree with that.
I did mess around with her with Tiger a bit. That was at least more interesting.
PWF obviously knows work. Work in progress complaint? He needs to reach out to Clown for that slander. For those of you who don't know, Work's an amazing guy. I give Work so much grief on this. Work is actually here too. There he is. I'm glad you're here. So you can know this was genuine. What I was about to say is like, I feel like I give you so much grief, but I feel like you give it back. It's part of like the fun joke. Like we actually have now I had Discord stickers made just particularly to kind of give Work grief. And yes, I realize how old I sound by saying I'm giving him grief. It's like a Charlie Brown comic there.
Yeah, but then it makes up for it because Work also has emojis to give other people grief.
Exactly. Right with the to Jacob. Although has Jacob now pulled Apocalypse
On his alt and as a 5-star. So would that be enough for Nick?
Oh goodness no! I have the 5-star.
Yeah.
This is a genuine question. To everybody. I think that there will be class nexuses, obviously, in the 4th of July. Do we actually want to see me pull Nick, or is it better that I don't have him as a 6-star? Because I kind of think it's better that I don't have him.
I'm not the
How
right
much of
person
a
to ask,
question
as
do
you
think Nick
know,
would be?
because I haven't missed him at all on my account.
What were you saying, Spin?
Yeah, I was just saying, kind of like the Corvus crutch. I feel like Nick, when you have Nick, you don't actually use the other options, or you don't like explore the other more fun options. Kind of like what DLL was saying, how like he doesn't have Nick, but he doesn't find himself missing Nick because there are others.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's just a question of like, have you ever felt yourself missing Nick?
Sometimes, like late at night, like you know.
There definitely were fights where I was like, well, that was kind of annoying. I really had to get fancy to get through that. And then people, often Work, would say, well, I just used Nick, so it wasn't a big deal. I was like, that's cool.
Like, good for you. Let's see here. I kind of wanted to see what the interaction would have been like with her regen on block versus taking his special 2 in the block, but I don't think I had enough health for it to really do anything.
Oh,
besides
no,
just
that
kill
would have
me.
been a very bad idea.
Well,
Yeah.
It wouldn't make it a bad idea. It would have been very entertaining. It just means that it wouldn't have worked well, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
to be
It would have
honest,
been a poor calculation for the purposes of winning.
yeah. Unless you have like 60% health, I don't think I'd feel comfortable even taking that first hit against the block.
Because it's a heal back. It's not a damage mitigator.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah. I use her against the Apocalypse boss in AQ sometimes, and you very quickly realize how much health you have to survive just blocking those L1s.
I realize I phrased the question poorly. Is as someone who as a group of friends, people who watch the channel, right? It's a fun community. Someone who's watching the video, if I were to pull Nick, will you find yourself being more like, oh, he finally pulled him. That's awesome. Like, way to go. Or would it be more like, I kind of enjoyed him not having Nick. Does that make sense? Like, kind of like Work and I making fun of each other in a way. Or Jacob, like when Jacob and Astro are on, they're constantly just ripping on each other and it's hysterical. Is like, if Jacob and Astro just started being really nice to each other and very polite, we'd lose out on all that hilarity. So that's why I have genuinely mixed feelings. Like MSD, yeah, I definitely want Fury on my roster. I would take him to rank 3, but then I would lose all these fun jokes that I enjoy. So, Carl, what's up, dude? Thanks so much for stopping by, man. And Kim Jong, what's up, dude?
I mean, I'll be blunt. I don't want you to pull him because that reduces the odds of you taking up like Elsa or maybe Ronan after his buff or somebody else.
Very good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. That is true, but I also feel like celebration over commiseration, you know?
I mean, I would be happy for you. But
so
yeah, kind of like Work just said, there will always be another failed chase.
I feel like I'm going to die, and I'm probably going to die very quickly here. But let's have fun with it. Let's see what happens.
Try and get him in the corner.
Who?
Or her in the corner.
Purgatory?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's what Toffrey was saying.
Oof.
Because
What if I just try to intercept for no good reason?
even though she doesn't have foresight, yeah, that'll help.
You know what? The one thing I did take away from fighting her in the EQ was to be mindful of the, I don't know what it's called, but that passive she has. Because once it gets to 100, you're dead.
Oh, the demonic.
Part of that
ranger.
is, yeah, because of the unstoppable she had on the node. Thankfully, that isn't part of her base kit. But yeah, it gets a little annoying.
Yeah,
as long as you don't push her to a special too, because then that whole thing is fully unblockable.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure you can't dex that.
You know what? I accidentally did dex her SB2 a few times, but
Really?
intentionally like replicating it was it never did happen intentionally. Like when I really needed it to happen, it never did.
I think it's one of those where if you're far enough away and you do it perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob is saying you can dex the SP2.
It seemed like one of those store ones, like Darkhawk's SB1.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think it's basically Darkhawk's L1 if you're close, but because it has that big fan, as long as you're far enough away, then enough of that will be into the floor or above you. I actually kind of like how they built that one.
So kind of like Airwalker Special 2 then? Or more similar to that?
Actually, not sure.
Carl, yeah, I believe you may have saved your keys for a total of maybe 7 6 zones. I honestly, clearly, am not sure how it works out. I think Spin and DLL have a pretty... Let's see. Let's actually see. Let's use the key so everyone can kind of know. Here's what you are saving your key for.
Bella's saying more like Sentinel's L1, which explains all the people saying it was easy to dex.
Okay.
I didn't even try and dex it once because every time I fought her with Reed, she got nowhere close. And every time I fought her with Tigra, I just made it miss and then threw a special.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Just to show like how weird the in-game economy is for all of us, I'm going to use my key on this tier 4 CC. That's what that is,
Honestly,
right?
don't blame you.
Yeah.
I
I don't think that's like the optimal thing, but given the other resources you have, I don't blame you at all.
Yeah,
It's definitely one of them.
this maybe
Although one of the 6-star shards could never hurt.
the what star shards.
The 6-star shards?
Yeah, I'm intentionally not going for those right now because I really do
You
want to
don't trust
save
yourself?
up. Yeah, exactly. This is like if you love ice cream too much, you don't keep ice cream in the house. Make yourself go get the ice cream. This is the same thing as I want to see. I'd like to not open any 6-star crystals unless I just get a crystal like on the 4th of July, right? But I'd like to save shards till we see what the next featured is like. In fact, will it be out by the time the 4th offers are open? Does anyone know that?
Which one? The 6-star featured?
Yes, it'll be out.
Yeah, sorry, the new 6-star feature. I'd like to see it. I recently have been remotivated. This is a very recent change for me to try to get as many of the 6 stars as possible. I had switched to basic because I was like, I'm starting to find wanting high sig on champions, and obviously the best way to do that is through the basics outside of 6 stones. And so that's why I had moved to basics. I just enjoyed the joke that like I couldn't hold on to them. It was fun. I enjoyed that joke with everybody. And there's some truth because there's some truth to it, right? That makes it even funnier.
Mm-hmm.
But
Love you.
But but I've recently gotten some good news, and I think it'll be really helpful to me to have as many of the 6 stars as possible, like to have 6-star Odin and these sorts of things. So
I don't think that was as subtle as you thought it was.
I know. K-Dog, what's up? What's up? Teal Extreme, what's up, dude? You can deck to the SB2. It's quite easy. Dash back right before the beam. And it's just one, right? I'm seeing people in the chat saying it's just one. And that might be why I was able to do it on, like, not accident, but luckily. And then when I really wanted to do it, I was trying to do it visually. And so I was doing more than one dex. Clobbering Time saying literally one. So that's got to be it. Work. You only have to dex the part that's about to hit you. Sorry, that was just making me laugh. Again, I feel like I'm reading it in Work's voice.
You also need to reduce the opponent's health to 0 while keeping your health above 0.
Let's give Kavan credit on that. That was hysterical.
Yeah.
That was...
It also somehow feels more relevant this week than last week. Because as we were talking about, like, all of the real counters to Sinister, all of the ones that work, they all end up kind of feeling like stay alive long enough to reduce his health to 0.
I know. Yeah. Was that you who wrote that in our Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah. Spin, who did you end up using for the fight?
I used Guardian.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah. I also did some shots with I-Bomb. I think my closest was like getting him down to 10%, but kind of like DLL said, it just felt like you were doing that thing where...
Sorry, I was just laughing at Captain America glancing and then throwing a special. That's...
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's something that, like, I'm still a relatively new Hulkbuster player. I didn't even think about that he could glance some of that. Because as you saw, I was like, well, I'll just go in for the heavy. That's pretty cool. Carl.
It's like back in the old days when they put Ant-Man on all or nothing and people would try and use magic.
Yeah.
That Ant-Man sucked.
I can't think of a good way to shorten Major Dicky Head, because all of the things that come immediately to mind actually sound like something I should not say on YouTube. So, what's up, dude? How are you doing? What's that?
Major?
Yeah.
Major works.
Yeah.
Although then it sounds like you're talking to a dog.
Exactly. Like there's like, and then if you go with Major, the other ones, it's anyways. Sorry to bring attention to something I can't really fully talk about, but I think you all get the point. If that was an attempt to be subtle, mission failed successfully. Oh, it was, my friend. It was. I'm not sure what my first video from that will be. And so, like, I don't want to let people know. I'm just not going to make a huge deal about it yet. Because I think I might wait for Miss Chavez. I think that might be... I know the smart play would be to get videos out as soon as possible. But I think I might wait for Miss Chavez. So... it's an ancient WoW tip. What was the tip from
reduce your health?
Yeah. Is that why it felt familiar?
Probably.
I knew it felt familiar too. Clobbering Time, were you a WoW player, or are you still? Very curious about that. That is the last video game that I played seriously, and I still every once in a while get the itch to play it again, especially as my understanding is like the classic versions are pretty strong, and I would genuinely enjoy going back and playing the original version classically. But then I think about like setting up my keyboard, and it just can't be fussed with it.
Rusty, it is kind of weird that's not 100% true, but it's weird how true that is. Krusty says it's unbelievable there's no realistic glance encounter yet other than Quake. I say that's not entirely true because there are a few things in the game that they don't tell you can't be glanced that can't be glanced. The oldest version of this is there's an Ant-Man in Labyrinth, where most of us back in the day figured out that Blade's Special 1 cannot be glanced. Those two bleeds will always land. But it doesn't say that anywhere. I'm not even sure if it was intended. It just works. And it is kind of weird that there isn't like an explicit counter to glancing other than size matters. Which obviously is separate from any champion.
Call him Richard. Yeah, Fel, you got where I was going. Fel and I get each other. It's weird, like to pick up on sarcasm or like over exaggeration for humor through text. Like that's a very subtle thing. And he and I think because we typically both do that. When most people are like, why would you do that? We can't see that you're smiling. Clobbering Time, CCP has been fired. Yes, I could not agree more, dude. I am extremely happy that I hate using the term like small channels because like what's a small channel, right? Like I mean I understand it, but I don't know, whatever. Like let's call them boutique channels. Boutique. I think that sounds better. And I'm so glad that so many of them are in the CCP, myself included. I think my channel is definitely considered small, and I think that makes sense. And I'm really glad that there's so many like that who've gotten into the CCP in this last round. I'm really looking forward to it. Call me Jeff, but then we lose the joke. Nyla, what's up, dude? WoW ruined my life. I so much understand. Like, my wife and I actually would joke about it because I would wake up so absurdly early in the morning to go and play and, like, just grind out resources or, like, explore or just whatever, literally to play the game, right? But, like, I mean, I was in an alliance where I still can't remember the name of it. But we had to farm, I believe it was like energy resistance materials. It was the, I'm forgetting.
Every time this topic comes up.
Yeah, I know. I actually need to look it up and write it down because I can't even remember what the term was for, like the general term for like Molten Core and Blackwing Lair. Like, they weren't mazes, they were raids, I guess. And there was one and whatever, man, as you're in the middle of telling a story and you're like, I can remember so little about the story that I need to just stop. But anyways, I loved that game. And so I would wake up absurdly early in the morning to play it. And then I would fall asleep. Typically on Sundays, I would fall asleep watching the NFL, even though I was so excited to watch the NFL. So anyway, moving on. Jacob played WoW too? Okay, I think that's ringing a bell. Most of your knowledge comes from Hearthstone. I think Meta plays Hearthstone a lot. I believe that's what he plays, what he's tweeting out.
Yeah, he does.
The discussion on glancing did remind me of the forum post that Work shared about how offensive accuracy and defensive ability accuracy work.
Mm-hmm.
I had a question. Because I believe it's technically a power burn, his SP too. Does it matter how much inner power the defender has?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, so that's actually a specific thing to some champions' kits.
Well, let me preface that. In terms of reducing their power, it does not matter. In terms of how much damage it does matter. Because if, like...
Go ahead.
I was just saying, if you go back to Vision... if you use his L1 when they have like 2 bars of power, then it will do a certain amount of damage. If you use his L1 when they have almost no power, it will do significantly less.
But that's written,
this also comes up if you play Voodoo.
That's written in their kits though, right?
Yeah, because it's proportional to the amount of power burned is what it usually says.
But that's what all power burn is. That's why it's called power burn, is that it's basically taking the amount of power they have, getting rid of it, and then hurting them proportionately to it. That's the burn part.
Mm-hmm.
It's like igniting fuel tanks, is how I've always thought of it.
Oh, and look, this is where reading thoroughly is helpful. Because I was like, no, it's not written in his kit. Like I just took in Break 3 and I put out a video, and I reviewed this and had this open, but I just didn't see it. Like I was like, that's weird that it's not written there, because I thought that's how power burn worked. And if you watch the video close enough, I tried to edit it out as best I could. There's a point where you can see I get a little confused because I was going to point that out. Anyway, all right, moving on.
Yeah, I think it's one of those native parts of the effect, kind of like we were talking about sabotage reducing ability accuracy by like a set amount, and then the potency only refers to the damage it does, or like incinerates always having the same effect on block proficiency no matter how many of them you have. It's just the damage that changes, or poison with healing. There are just some things where they have like native effects because of what they are, and then they have potency and damage stuff.
Got it. You know what? One thing that was interesting is I love She-Hulk, right? And I don't have her duped as a 6-star. That's one of the reasons I haven't ranked her up, is because I have a 5-star at max sig, rank 5, the whole thing. And I like her sig ability. It's enough. It's enough for me to be like, okay, there's other science champions at 6 stars that I'll rank up instead.
It was super helpful on Rogue, honestly.
On Rogue, what does she have against mutants?
Because against mutants, She-Hulk reduces ability accuracy during their specials, which means that if Rogue threw a special right as Brawl was about to come back, it wouldn't trigger. It would be the same as if she had a slow up. Now, that's not 100% guarantee, of course. It's 60%, or no, sorry. Where is that?
55, I think.
55, thank you. But it came up all the time.
Yeah, that's
actually...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
No, go for it.
I was going to say that reminds me about the Overseer and how we were talking about like potential uses for him. Because he can get up to 70, which I think is more than She-Hulk.
One more time? I'm sorry,
yes.
I started reading chat.
Oh, just the Overseer can get up to 70% reduced ability accuracy on specials. Which is pretty good, and it's not just against mutants, it's against like everyone.
Yeah.
And so I just think that will have its uses in shutting down things like we saw with Rogue and She-Hulk, but like with even better frequency.
There's definitely something there. I'm just not sure how many fights you're really going to be wanting to, reduce the ability accuracy of opponents' specials, where that will like be what wins you the fight, but somehow you're going to survive 7 of them.
That's true.
I'm sure it'll come up somewhere. I just don't think it'll be that common. I'm actually pretty interested in his utility for encroaching stun, because he's stun immune for 7 whole seconds after he throws a special one.
Right.
Which means that you can't mess up the timing. You can throw it early, and as long as you back off, and don't let them hit you, then you're stun immune.
That definitely does sound useful.
I'm sure he's gone, but CFL. The guy makes me laugh, man. I really do. I really do listen to that video he did sometimes just for humor. It's very funny. It's very funny. It looks like we got a lot of fans of She-Hulk Sig.
Yeah, as Natasha's making fun of you. I like She-Hulk's sig ability. Wait, what does she do against mutants? Well, the reason for that is because the thing that we all focus on is what she does against science champions. She's one of the best counters to like Mr. Fantastic, Spider-Ham, Void, and others. And the other one that comes up for me a lot is what she does against Mystics, where even at Sig 1, she reduces their power gain by 25%, which is amazing. The others just kind of come up sometimes.
That did sound pretty hysterical, though. This is the whole reason I ranked her up. Her Sig is so amazing. Wait, it does what? But yes, DL's completely correct. I particularly like it because of against Void. Actually, it's mainly Void is where I've just used it so much. But I think I don't have a Science Awakening gem. If we are offered them in 4th, I think I'm going to get Science and awaken her. And that's what I'm thinking right now. I'd like to try to think as much as I can through like the different scenarios. That way, when it happens, I kind of have some sort of thought going into it. Moxie, what's up, dude? Dude, Hulkbuster is amazing. He is. This is a good question to ask you all. So I really do believe I'm going to put it on a video. I'm working on it. I've been mulling it over for a couple of weeks now. It's going to be like my most fun champions to play. Now there's criteria, right? They also have to be effective. Like I'll probably pick like at least premium on my rankings and above. That's a lot of champions. And so it'll be like who you tend to just go to, like on a quest like this. Like who's someone you just naturally grab because you enjoy playing them. They have to be effective though, right? And the way I'm going to do it's not necessarily a rule for you guys, but for me is like I'll just tell you right now, Ghost and Quake are not going to be on there. They're going to be honorable mention. So that, given that criteria, who are some of your like most fun champions that you go to play? And Moxie, how this relates to Hulkbuster is I've gone over this list a million times. Like literally, you guys know I like to show you See, post-it note. I've been going over this for forever. I really think Hulkbuster is going to be at least in the top 3, potentially number 1. He's that much fun for me. So I'm curious, like, who would you guys, if you had to do your top, if you're willing to write your top 10, do it. But if you get like your top 5 or 3, I'd really appreciate it. I'm curious.
Top 3 fun champions to play?
Yeah.
Oh, DLL is going to be happy about this, but Reed is definitely going to make his way up there.
So if you're just questing, and actually, you know what? Don't even worry about that, right? Because different people like different things. Like some people like being able to just end a fight instantly, and other people are like, no, I like controlling a fight. So yeah, that's great.
Looks over my list of favorites.
Yeah, as a basis top 3, mine would probably go Mojo, Guardian, Void, and then top 5 would include Reed and Elsa.
Elsa, Bloodstone, okay.
Elsa is very, very fun. Like, her fighting playstyle just feels very smooth. Like, everything just fits. And her crits are just really, really nuts.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of using her. Like, it doesn't always work, right? Like, she has limitations.
For sure.
But in most fights, like, she has a lot fewer limitations than a lot of people think. And in most fights, she is just so much fun. Yeah, Brent is saying Torch, Elsa, and Cull. That is a good list.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he has all 3 of those at rank 3.
I can't tell if Carl is trolling me or being serious because the answer interpreted either way would make a lot of sense. Or if he's being serious and trolling me. I mean, I asked for like top 3, top 5, and he just wrote Nick Fury.
Krusty has an interesting list there. Mr. Negative, Hell's Kitchen, Shang-Chi, and Quake. I'm just going to pretend you didn't put Quake. But
this
Daredevil
is a top 3 list.
Yeah, Daredevil is interesting. He's been growing on me a bit because I have only a Sig 20 6-star. And I've been playing around with him a bit more, and I do feel like there's something there. But I don't feel like I've really solved him.
When I bring up the name Fluffy Pig Monster, do you know who I'm talking about? Or if at least like it rings a bell?
Yeah.
So he started sending me Daredevil stuff a long time ago. And he has them at high Sig, and it's honestly pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I know Kat's a big fan, Kat Murdoch. She says that he's one of her go-tos for any kind of difficult content.
Really? I didn't see... yeah. That's very cool. I just assumed... That's very cool to know. That's really good to know.
Yeah, she said that... I forget the other one she mentioned, but I know that Hood and Daredevil, where she's like, if I have to go into a quest blind, they're 2 that I bring.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think Daredevil Hell's Kitchen has a better degen counter than Spider-Ham if you're at like max Sig. Just because I find
it was going to be more like
I think this is what Work was complaining about.
Oh yeah, when she goes passive.
Yeah. Is that part of the node?
Yes and no. She didn't actually have the defensive node, right?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. I've been enjoying the chat, and I've been handling her fine, so I still haven't really read her node.
Yeah, MSD said at max Sig, I agree. And I think that's the big caveat why people definitely underlook him, and I completely understand that just because of how badly he needs that Sig to go more resistant towards degeneration. But it's very effective when it's there.
Yeah, I guess maybe I'm just underestimating how helpful that 0.2 seconds is. Because I'm guessing if you guys are saying that, then it's 0.2 seconds after the end of any animation that is considered an attack. Because that's one of my biggest issues with Strife, is that he will like stop that kind of stuff, but only on those attacks. And like the time takes him to transition from one medium to the next is enough to let it tick through. And so he's just really not a great counter for anything that's always up. But it sounds like you guys are saying that that 0.2 seconds makes it enough that he really can handle it. And that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like Namor, except if Namor's reflection lasted longer.
Yeah. I mean, you read that and you think, a fifth of a second can't be that much, but I guess what you guys are saying is that it really is making all the difference. And depending on, I mean, I just kind of assumed it was like from the start or the middle of the attack. But if it's from the end, then that makes sense. Oh my god, adrenaline.
I had totally given up on the fight. Like
And there's Bane.
I was very happy to just. If anyone you could see at the same time, I was like, oh, I'll just get her down as much as I can with Sorcerer, and then I'll let Hulkbuster finish her off. That was pretty funny. And everyone, thank you for your answers. I am reading them. I don't know if you can see, but I am reading them. Doom also slaps. I gotta. So again, I enjoy talking about things. I think it's going to be Doom, Spider-Ham, or Hulkbuster. I cannot pick between those three. There's some really interesting ones, though, here. Like Jacob saying Surfer. I never thought I would see Surfer up there, but as someone, I'm starting to play him. I love
playing Surfer.
That's what I was going to say. I'm starting to play him a little bit more. And I feel like once you kind of get an idea of his phase, it's really fun. Rags here with Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen is an absolute blast to play. BMCG, Night Thrasher. Yep, absolutely. This is really fun to read. Mr. Negative. Okay, that kind of to me it's that I'm going with the Elsa vibe there a little bit. I think that is very fun. Nihilus is very fun to play. You know what? You're not the only person that loves Nihilus. There's a lot of people, and I don't know if it's just because I know someone who loves Nihilus, and so now I feel like I'm seeing it more frequently, or if it's just there's been a kind of a very quiet Nihilus fan club, and I don't know. I asked the question, who do you enjoy? And so now we're hearing it. MSD, She-Hulk, Red Goblin, Tigra, Voodoo. Professor is a blast. He is. He's going to be way up there for me as well. Tom, Sentinel.
I really want one.
So I got to say, Sentinel is shocking to me, but I think that's so cool because he is an effective champion.
That's exactly what I would have said. He is extremely effective, but he bores me to tears.
Yeah, but you know what? If you think about it, like if he, and this isn't a show, Tom, I'm curious if you're still there, if you don't mind explaining why Sentinel. I'm sure I've had champions, like this is kind of starting to happen to me right now with Cap Infinity War, where there's someone I just in general don't enjoy playing, but then there's some content where they save my butt time and time again. And then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? They're pretty good. Like they're pretty fun. I'm starting to get it. And so I could see that where even if they take, because that's my thing with Sentinels, I feel like he takes a while, is even if they're not maybe your play style or something you enjoy, if they help save you items or units, you're eventually going to really like them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Carl, is it just...
I mean, I guess. I'm never going to like Magneto.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say that personally, I found Sentinel's effectiveness drop a bit, at least, and especially in recent content.
Yeah. I think my list is probably where's that? Reed, Killmonger, Tigra, Apocalypse, and where was the other one? Probably Guardian. He's really growing on me quickly.
Speaking of Guardian, and then Spin, you said Mojo. Are you considering at all putting out like a guide on either of those champions?
Definitely gonna put one out on Mojo. I think like just a playstyle guide is probably not enough, and I'll just cover his abilities. Thinking like getting inspiration from DLL's guides for sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I definitely want to put one out there.
Yeah,
I just think there's a lot.
Nobody else is allowed to just read off abilities. Come on, man. That's my thing. Completely kidding.
I've got that market cornered. Yeah. So Spin, because it's funny because I find myself frequently in a video or on Discord saying like, "Oh, I learned this from one of Spinnaker's videos," but it's frequently not. I mean this as a compliment. It's frequently not necessarily what the video was specifically about. And
Yeah.
like I couldn't even remember what video it was in. I was pretty sure it was Gauntlet. Where I'm like, I've always, it just, this is the way this game works for me. I've always tried to just bait Doom's SP1. And I know, like, I realize that's usually not a very good idea, but that's just it, because I'm better at evading it, and then I can deal with the aura. But then it was you, and you're like, oh, I'm intentionally taking him to his SP2, here's why, and here's how to evade it. And I, like, knock on wood, but, like, I don't know if I've failed an SP2 evade since I watched that video that you made.
Oh, that makes me so happy to hear. No, it was my Mojo solo of the Gauntlet Doom.
Yeah, yeah.
Just for fun.
And I realize that's not necessarily it wouldn't be particular to a Mojo video, but I think there's nuggets in there, or like, and I apologize, I forgot that you used Guardian too, because you and I talked off stream about that. But in my Guardian versus Mr. Sinister video, it was my intention to, and I believe I did. I actively talked about like, hey, my buddy Spinnaker has taught me this cool way to get power with Guardian that was part of his kit that honestly I had kind of disregarded because I thought it would be too difficult to reliably pull it off. But then Spin did this video on it, and now I'm practicing it, and lo and behold, we have a Summer of Pain fight where it significantly sped up the process. Yeah.
I'm really glad I saw that video before I pulled and started using him, because it's been on my mind from the very beginning, and it's made him a lot more interesting.
Absolutely.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Hey, Buddy Lee.
Buddy Lee's here too. Are Buddy Lee and MSD allowed to be in the same chat at the same time? That's allowed?
We just need to keep Munash and Sweetie out of here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, somebody's going to come and get us. MSD is saying another shot at a gem for Voodoo. Nervous. Is that for a 5-star Voodoo, or is there a gem that I'm not thinking about? I saw somebody say, like, why is there hate on Voodoo? I don't think there is hate on Voodoo in this particular community. Work and I will chat him up every chance we get. Yeah, 5-star. Well, then good luck, because I love Voodoo. I use him almost every week in AQ. He's just an absolute monster.
For anyone that's paying attention, I know there's a lot going on, and we're talking about. I was paying attention to the chat. That is part of what I love about Sorcerer. Is like once you kind of just understand how she works, she doesn't become mindless. She's definitely not. And there wasn't a lot of nodes to work with here, right? This is a really nice matchup for her. But I feel like she's a semi-complex champion where her kit just works. Like once you get her set up, you can just kind of almost mindlessly play her. Like I blocked that SP2 on Medusa, and I had the heal back going. Like it just kind of happened. I love her. I absolutely love her. OG Highline, what is up to? Oh, we got 3 balls today. Yesterday was only 2. Oh, man. I feel like next week there's going to be 5. We're going to have like a tennis ball. And rugby. Do they call it a ball in rugby? I don't know. I hope you're doing well. I hope it cools off for you, my friend. Thank you so much. I always absolutely appreciate any sort of donation or support of this channel. It comes in always, and thank you very much, dude. Thank you. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was just gonna add on and say, even when Sorcerer isn't the best, she still works. Like I think last week's Summer of Pain really showed that. Now, honestly, I do think she could be used for this week's. I'm just thinking about like all the block damage that you want to take from just not dexing.
I mean, I only have a 5-star, and I'm not gonna claim that my like one run with her is definitive at all. You probably could make it work, but the fact that Sinister has no buffs to feed MD, and therefore that it's very hard to stack multiple of those regen runes and like keep them there, makes it difficult. I mean, MSD saying he's seen a solo, and I'm not really surprised because I'm sure somebody could do it, but it's it's not going to be easy because it's only 70% back.
Yeah, but 70%, honestly, with just baiting those special ones, like most people have gotten solos just by blocking the entire special one.
Yeah, but a lot of those people are parrying them. Yeah. And yeah, but then it's like, how is she actually better? because then it's like she just has high block proficiency. And
That's
you'd
true.
probably be better off using, like I've seen the Captain America Infinity War solos, just pairing
Mhm.
everything. And I think I'd rather use him than her. But I'm not surprised to hear that somebody has done it.
Can get good specials.
Hey, Spin, can you say that again? The first part cut out a little bit.
Oh, no, I was just saying, I think for me, it's the part that she can get good specials, especially when she's in her rune of power gain phase, whatever it's called. I forget the name so much.
I
I know
suppose.
Ragnar, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to repeat it, but K-Dog, you're cracking me up, dude.
I suppose so, but sorry, go on.
Yeah, hold on. Let me, and then you guys continue while I take down this purgatory here.
I just saw that.
Yeah, it's right underneath OG Highline's super chat. Very, very funny. What do I think is the most overrated champ? Let's hit up on that after DLL and Spin go down a little bit. Slayer, what is up, dude? Are you allowed to be in the same place as MSD? I don't know. Yes. No. Well, yeah, actually, because I don't know why. Are you guys friends in real life, actually? I feel like I see a lot of very friendly interaction between you two on various social media places. So I think friendships would like kind of supersede skill level, not allowing to be in the same vicinity. That's what I think. Work, Team Voodoo. So that's what I want to say. I knew there was something I was trying to say is Voodoo. After Killmonger, Voodoo gets the I think the second most amount of questionable comments when I do my rankings video. It's always Killmonger, and I understand why people do it with Killmonger. I'm glad DL put out his Bible on Killmonger, so I can just point them in that direction
And not deal with it.
Yeah, just be like, hey, check this out. You know, if you don't want to, that's fine. But you know, and then it's Voodoo. It's Voodoo is the next one, and I really believe that's just because he's not out as a 6-star. And I think as soon as he is, if he is, oh no, he's in the game, right? We just don't know how we're going to get him yet. I do think we're going to see him creep back up in people's minds again. Yeah, you guys go ahead and go for it, and then let's get back to most overrated champ when we can.
I was just going to say, I think that Voodoo suffers a bit from the Hyperion problem. This might also, you could call it the Omega Red problem from what we were looking at earlier, where it's like their surface level benefits are immediately obvious and very potent. Like people are like, oh my god, he can nullify everything and do a ton of poison damage, and he regens at the start of the fight. And with Hyperion, it's like, oh, he can stack so many Furies and he has power gain. Omega Red, it's like, oh, you can put on Double Edge and then kill them without hitting them. But then they so many people stop there, and they don't realize what you can do with those kits when you really understand them. Yeah, I think really that's my biggest point with him. So I think he just gets underrated for that reason. I think that's part of the issue with Killmonger too, honestly. People are like, well, yeah, he has True Strike, but what else is there? And it's like, so much, but it's hard to explain quickly.
I wonder how much... No, your video did a really good job with this. It wasn't just war fights too.
Like, I don't think I used any war fights. Or, I think... yeah, I didn't use any war fights in that one.
Yeah, maybe just me being me, I was trying to think of applications in war. I think you referenced...
I have a lot of war fights with him. Oh, that's intense.
Yeah. I think that was... I wasn't prepared for it. I was trying to think. But that's like what Work was saying is don't get hit by the fire. Don't stand in the fire.
I think Carl just said something that DLL may appreciate.
He's just baiting me.
Overrated.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it when people give DLL the business. Yes, I did just want to find a way to say give someone the business.
It did raise my hackles for a second until I saw that it was Carl.
I think a better, more accurate statement would be Hyperion's stun lock. His guaranteed stun lock is the most overrated by far.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
You guys are hilarious today. Well, Domino is better defender than attacker. So, Ospitosh, I don't know why, but I feel like Domino has been a very hot button issue lately. And I'm not sure how or why this has happened. I think there's a lot of ability accuracy in her kit, and that for many players can be a huge negative. I understand though why some people are very okay with it. I feel like because when it goes your way, she is so incredible. I also think that like if I was going to do, and I probably will do this eventually too, because I just think they'd be fun, is like, and I'm not sure what, I'll come up with a term for it, you know, like how, well, you guys wouldn't know, but I'll come up with a term for it. But for me, they're like the confidence inducing champions. Like if I'm going into a war fight and it's a tough one, you know, they're like, all right, Vega, we've had a lot of people die to this. So why don't you give it a shot? See what happens, you know? These are the champions I would like to bring in. And somehow she is on that list. I think Kabam did an insanely good job, even just by the way she stands. Like if you really look at her, the way she stands and her fluidity and like the animations of her, I think it's, or SB2 is the one where she spins, right? Like you kind of feel like you feel cocky. Like it's coming through that there's this thing of like, oh, I'm going to win. Like, yeah, no, I'm going to win. Yeah, no, I'm going to win. And so I think that there's something about her that's all the way down to even just her animations that makes the people who like her absolutely love her. I just, she's up there, like for me, in that regard. I don't value her as much though as I think her most ardent fans do.
For me, it's just she's a mutant. Like she isn't living up to the other mutants for me.
Oh yeah, yes. What about you, DL? I feel like I heard a couple like in there when I was talking about.
I agree she's very well designed. I just have a lot of residual resentment towards her because of how much I think Kabam was not ready to put her in their own game. I think that they did not fully understand the Pandora's box they were opening with her probability field.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been so annoyed with them for not like being fully ready for so long that's just always on my mind.
Yeah, I think what happened with Guardian's block proficiency synergy was a clear indication of that. The fact that they were willing to change the entire synergy just for Domino, effectively.
Yeah.
Would you say
can you imagine that synergy became armor rating instead of block proficiency? It's like the dark timeline.
Can you imagine though? Like, do you feel the joke's gone now? But would that have created a domino effect for you?
Yeah, I guess. Like if they're gonna start changing like entire kits just to get around like one champion who they don't want to change, I definitely think that would have been a bit of a bad precedent to set.
Clobbering time. What are you saying, buddy? Casual reminder that you can counter Sassy's heavy while he's in Wrath of Tanarak. Is that one of those one where there's like a small window? DL,
Yep.
You talk about that a lot with Magneto.
Yeah, and with Sasquatch. I think I actually have one more video where I take both of them and show it off.
So I think Rags is making a good point, and I feel like this kind of goes a little bit with what you two are saying, Spin and DL. Domino kind of had her time, and we're talking about Domino just as a standalone champion. Like, think about all the stuff that you could do with her as the what's it called, the Flaming Trinity. I mean, that literally got me back in this game. I was very much contemplating just quitting this game because I was the old war map, and it actually made two friends of mine. One quit the game completely, and the other one was like, I need to go to a relaxed alliance. And I really didn't like that. You know, these are guys I played the game with for a very long time. I enjoyed playing the game alongside them. And I was like, I'll do it. I'll take lane 4. And it just, like most novice players or most players who aren't ready for the content, it felt like the defenders had been sped up. It felt like, they had just had a Red Bull. And it made it very difficult. It made it difficult to even kind of understand what was going on. And someone suggested, like, we'll use, I think I had a 5-star, I had a maxed out Domino at the time. And they're like, use her, even though she was a 5-star, with the Flaming Trinity. And like, it slowed the fights down. It slowed them down considerably. And then it got to the point where I think I even took it like with Sunspot. I was using Cap Infinity War. It's what made me absolutely hate Stealth Spidey. That's why I can't stand him so much, because when he first came out, I was very excited, and I spent a lot of real life resources getting that guy, and his slow pre-fight didn't work. It didn't work, and so like it not only was extremely costly to me in those wars, but I felt like maybe we even lost a couple of wars because of it. But getting back to the main point was the Flaming Trinity was so helpful to so many people in this game that I think that might be another reason why, they just kind of, it's like when I talk about Cable, I just assume you have Apocalypse with you. You kind of have to remind me that you don't, so yeah.
Yeah, I think kind of piggybacking off of that, I think Siddharth said it best, which is like the problem with Domino is that two people can do the same fight with her in the same way and have two completely different fights.
Yeah.
Like even with the Flaming Trinity synergy, I just feel like it's unreliable then as well, just because like if you get the crit, it's great. And then if you don't, well, too bad, so sad kind of deal. Like at least Cable has that aspect of reliability, which I think is so important nowadays in War Attack, especially in like upper tier.
Mm-hmm. Well, and two of the other champions that we talk about the most with their specials not landing crits that come to my mind anyway are Emma and Captain America Infinity War, and both of them have so much more utility than a 15% chance to hope the defender doesn't get their abilities.
Yeah.
And yes, I understand if the defender is unlucky, that changes, but you know what I mean.
Work, I'm curious what you mean. You said people that think Domino is that RNG dependent haven't used her much. Like, so do you believe like she isn't that RNG dependent then?
I mean, she still hits plenty hard.
Right.
I think her issue is that she's just not... There are other damage mutants these days, and I don't feel like she brings enough to the table. I don't think that she's super RNG dependent, as in she won't do damage without good RNG.
Oh, for sure.
But I see her as more along the lines, not exactly in the same bucket, but more along the lines of Black Widow Deadly Origins, where it's like, oh yeah, she's fun to play, but I wouldn't rank her.
Hold on, I want to interrupt you guys just for a second, and then we'll get right back. Wrath of Tanarch is complex, intricate, tanning, simple, easy to understand. And what I got the point across to me, I did understand it immediately, so it worked, and I love it. And then Slayer of Gods, Domino with Flaming Trinity synergy is basically discount Archangel, except it takes two synergies. I think we need to explore that a little bit. And keep in mind, he does say basically and discount. So he's not saying it's the same as Archangel, because I want to explore that a little bit, but I also want to be fair to him. I was referring to how relevant he would be in the meta. The main reason isn't the reason hype isn't meta is the highest tiers of the game is because of the rarity, and I don't. That's a tough one. Like I know KT1 has completely removed 5-star champions that aren't available as 6-star from his rankings. I understand that. I think it makes a lot of sense, and one of the things I love about KT1 is for me it reminds me of law school thinking. Right? He's got his principle, and then he logically evaluates off of that principle, and he doesn't vary until he gets to the conclusion. And so that makes sense. I kind of more, and I feel like someone else is saying, I think Clover and Time is saying this too, and I know DLL feels similarly, at least I believe he does. Okay, that's fine, but they are available as 5 stars, and those 5 stars work really well, so I'm still going to include them when I'm talking about ranking champions or using champions or things like that. And then work with it. So let's get back to that, the RNG. Let's dive into this RNG, and maybe she's not that RNG dependent, and that discount Flaming Trinity or discount Archangel. I'm very curious about that, because I would never make that comparison. So I feel like there's probably something about her that I'm not aware of. Do you guys, DL or Spin, do you guys see that comparison, the discount Archangel?
I guess in the sense that like they both are parry heavy champions. They both do a lot of damage. Like don't get me wrong, Domino does a lot of damage, but I think the part that he might be referring to is the fact that Archangel just has more utility from his parry heavy style.
Yeah, I think it's along the same lines as there are a lot of people out there who it's like, yeah, I want my Archangel awakened, but I took him up anyway, and I don't regret it because he just does so much damage. And my response was like, cool, but to me that feels like less than half of the champion. But if you're just looking at that part of the champion and comparing it to the Domino parry heavy,
there is some ability accuracy reduction too, isn't there? I didn't even think about that side of it. It's not the same as Archangel, but again, he did say discount. I didn't really think about that. And then here's work. People focus on her SP2 crits and bleeds, which is pointless. Even though you can also make that reliable with the mutant ability accuracy synergy and Horseman free fight. Interesting.
Even just regular crits though, right? Like, I guess.
I think BMCG is making a good point though. Like, it's tough. And this goes down. I think this is it. It's like reliability. And I think this is like people who enjoy gambling versus people who'd rather put their, people who will like do speculative stocks versus they want a 2-year CD with a guaranteed rate of interest return, right? I chose extreme examples, but I think there's just, both of those make sense in a way if you're doing it properly. But there's just people who are going to prefer one or the other. And I feel like that's Domino. You're either just going to like it or you're not.
I think that's actually pretty accurate, just because, like, a common thing in finance is that you want to take less risks as you get older. And I feel like the farther you are in terms of like masters and higher level war or like higher level accounts, you value reliability a lot more than the complete variability that you get with Domino, which may also explain why she's fallen out of the meta more recently to higher level players, even though they used her a lot in like Act 5, Act 6.
That just made a ton of sense. Yeah, that made a absolute ton of sense, and that it makes sense, right? Like, you're making me even evaluate things I'll say, where I'm like, I want 100%. Like Black Widow Deadly Orchard's great. She can get to 90%. I want 100 because I want to be able to rely on it. Like Archangel Sig. Like I believe I even understand the argument of like why 1 is plenty. And I think it is, like, because especially if you're talking about 6-star 6 stones, is so valuable. But why, once I really started thinking it through, and DLL was kind of one of the first people to be like, no, get it as high as you can, is like, I want to get to 100. I want 100. And I realize I might get to 4 neuros or 5 neuros or 6 neuros. Like, I get it, but I want 100, and I want 100 as quickly as I possibly can.
Right.
And then even just, again, me and my theories about ability accuracy and what they're doing in this game, I want over 100 if I can get there. OG Highline, dude, thank you so much for hanging out, dude. Hope you have a great weekend too, buddy. Take care. Slayers tagging me. What's up? AA and Trinity Domino are both just heavy champs. I'm going to stand up to that about AA. I hear that a little bit, and I feel like I need to stand up for my client here. Whereas Domino is mainly damage, AA has that, and they are in the heal block, just for aspect that playstyle. Fair enough. But here's the thing, and this is where it's like not fair, because I have a microphone and headset that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, and you just have to type. But I hear that.
Catch up, peasant.
Yeah, I know. Well, I just want to draw to the reality that like it's not a fair debate, right?
Yeah,
if it's a debate at all. And yes, peasant. Anyways, is yes, an optimal way to play Archangel is parry heavy. And it is an efficient way to quickly ramp up his damage. Like, I'm totally there. And I know Slayer. I think that's what he means. But I feel like Archangel gets dismissed that way. And if that's how you feel, like, honestly, please go to my channel or someone else's channel. But I know where to find him on my channel. And go to Archangel, the Archangel playlist. And I could not have just sat there and parried heavy against... Weapon X Gauntlet Weapon X, or 7.1 Weapon X boss. So many war fights, and it's going to continuously be Weapon X because he's a relatively tough defender. You cannot just parry heavy and over and over, right? At least I don't think you can. And so there are effective ways to use Archangel that might not be as efficient as ramping up his damage, but you can use him in fights where you can't just sit there and parry heavy over and over. And you will still have fantastic success in the reduce ability accuracy and block the healing. There. I'm done. Domino Flame Trinity is unawakened. Yeah, I could. I'm not dissing it. I know, buddy. I know. I just chose that as an example because it's kind of like it's a fun discussion that's had a lot in the Discord server. And if I came across as serious or like upset, I'm definitely not. I'm trying to have fun with it. I think my voice is just starting to go. Juxtapose artist, what is up? What is going on? I'm not involved in the Domino debate. I believe she is heavily overrated, and I'm so happy. I always love when people do that. Like, I am not touching this with a 10-foot pole, except just to say that you are absolutely wrong. But that's it, and I'm just going to leave it at that. You're like, wait a minute, hold on.
I'm going home, but here's a quick Molotov cocktail to.
Well, that feels like very Jacob. I love Jacob. All right. So did we learn anything here about overrated champs? Did we even go into overrated champs?
I think we just talked about Domino because someone in chat brought it up. For me, it's hands down Corvus.
Ooh.
Like, I apologize. I don't run the ouchies, but Corvus is a crutch.
So you added the crutch part. I have to say that I definitely utilize him as a crutch. I 100% do. And yet, here's the thing. It's the best crutch I've maybe ever had in my life.
I do think that's fair. I just can say with definitive certainty that I used Corvus. The last time I used Corvus was the 6.1.2 Ultron Bros, and I never ranked him to rank 5 or used him ever since then. It's just, the health pools got too big. I'm not trying to just send out a sacrificial lamb to get a champ down to 1% and then send in Corvus.
Yeah, but Carl does have a good response here. Says he's a crutch for a reason. He's not overrated. And that is a... Because the thing is, I do think he's overrated because people are like, look at how useful he... for these few things where you need a crutch, or like, oh, I'll just revive 5 times. That means that Corvus is the best option for this fight, and my brain falls out my ear or whatever. But so he's overrated in some ways, but he also deserves to be in that top cosmic conversation because of how effective he is at being a crutch.
All right, I guess let me qualify that by saying that Corvus without the recoil tree masteries is overrated.
Well, I don't think he's even overrated without them because everyone knows he's so useless.
That's fair.
I'm saying this. I don't necessarily believe this. I'm more just testing a thought. So I want to make that very clear. So I definitely want opinions back. And like I said, I'm not sure I even believe it. But is it not so much that Corvus is overrated as it is, it can be a bit annoying how much he's relied upon for things that could be done with other champions?
Yeah,
definitely.
I think the latter for sure. Kind of like Magneto.
But that's exactly what makes him a crutch. Like, Vega, you remember the early days of War where before people had a bunch of recordings, you would get people and it was like you would be interviewing them for War and you were trying to figure out, okay, how good is this player? How reliable are they? And they're like, oh, I never die. And you're like, okay, cool. What fights do you normally take? And they just outlined the 5 easiest Corvus fights. And they're like, I use Corvus all the time. And it's like, okay, cool. So you know how to parry combo into an L2 with Corvus and you boost up. And that is probably the full extent of your skills. And I hate throwing shade at Corvus players because there are a lot of very skilled Corvus players these days. But early on in War, it felt like anyone who said Corvus was their main champion or their favorite champion was just automatically suspect from a skill level. And I think that's the kind of thing that Work and I are speaking to a little more.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's not a lot of, for those who don't know, Dreamin', there's not a lot of Dreamins out there. Or
who loves Corvus but is just a fantastic player.
Someone who I think people will know more, and I think using her as an example will make this more palatable, is Lizer, for those who know, I've only known Lizer probably like, what, is it a year now? It's been a while. You'll know her as an Omega Red player, right? You'd be like, if you wanted to be highly skeptical, you'd be like, yeah, sure, she's used as Omega Red over and over, and she takes the same fights. Like, yeah, that's good. She got great at them. No. Watch her do incursions. Watch her do something else. Yeah. She's that good with every other champion. Like, she is insanely good at this game. She just happens to use Omega Red a lot, and he happens to be really good, and she gets assigned those fights because they know she's going to solo them. And I feel like I was going to use Dream as an example. I don't think as many people know Dreamin', but or those who do, 50-50 chance they like him. Where I think everyone likes Lizer, but like Dream is the same way. He is exceptionally good at this game, even if he can't use Corvus.
Arla's mentioning Robbie as another example of that. You know how good Robbie is with whoever you need him to use.
Robbie is crazy good at this game. I was only in SBG for one war season, and I remember there'd be times where I'd be like, "Are you guys sure you don't want me to take that fight?" Like, no, Robbie's got it. And I was like, "Yeah, but I've got a really good." No, we're good. Robbie's got it. I was like, "But he's only got a 5-star. I've got a max 6. Yeah, we're good, Vega. Robbie's got it." I was like, "Okay." and Robbie,
and you know that we wouldn't do that to you if he hadn't already done it a dozen times.
Even if he had never done it before, and he's like, "I broke my thumbs yesterday," he's that good. Like, I think.
Well, now you are underselling yourself. But I get what you mean.
But it's funny. It's funny. Slayer, why did you retract the comment, dude? I was gonna go back to it. I didn't. I wasn't able to do it at the time, and now I can't completely remember what you wrote. Raza, these riffs suck. They most absolutely do. But that's part of why I wanted to do this more. We're having so much fun just talking. Is like, this feels like studying with friends, right? Like, you had to study, it sucked, and the test was tomorrow. But if you got together with your friends, like, it was actually kind of fun. This is an even better version because I'm having a blast. Mole Man is not overrated. So someone must have said Mole Man is overrated. I think that conversation is going to become very interesting if he gets fixed.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be. I think there are people who might not realize that he is supposed to get fixed at some point, and then there are be
a
like,
lot of them.
Oh no!
I really wish they didn't leave it this long if they're gonna fix it. You know, like this is something that they are definitely aware about. And I don't know. I'm just waiting for the Mole Man calves to come around, and then maybe we'll hear more about how this is going to go after that.
Ooh, look at you being all cynical. It's like you've played this game before or something.
Yeah. So you tell me this isn't your first rodeo. And William, yeah, exactly. Like, and I don't know how much Lizer puts out non-war videos, but she does stream from time to time. They're entertaining anyways because she's entertaining. I really like Lizer a lot. In fact, I liked her videos before I even joined Poor Loki. I don't know how I became aware of it, but I did. But watch her do incursions, and you're like, holy smokes, it's not just Omega Red. Like, you are legitimately amazing at this game. Brent, I hate people get associated with one champion when they're really good at the game, period. Not just, yeah, exactly. Slayer. Obviously, he's joking. You can see by the emoji as he has his Cosmic Ghost Rider profile picture. Yeah, Slayer, exactly. I was going to be more thorough with what I said, and I wanted to be like, perfect. I love it. I do that too. Like, I'll try to make my quick joke, and then I'm like, I don't think that came across right. K-Dog, watch your mouth when you talk about course. Fix. Yeah, can you guys explain what's supposed to happen with Mole Man? DLL, I feel like you usually have a pretty good understanding of this.
I actually, in part because I never play him, it's possible I'll get the exact details right, but basically there are, I think, 2 or 3 different ways in which he is able to access his true accuracy at the wrong times. Either with too many charges, or with frenzy, or with both. The biggest thing is that currently that he can be in frenzy and have true accuracy at all, because they're supposed to be completely mutually exclusive.
Yeah, I play him. I play him a lot as well, and just what DLL said, and sort of the idea is that as long as you're under a certain amount of monster mass, which is 10, you're supposed to have your 2 accuracy, so long as you're not in frenzy. However, if you activate frenzy while you're under 10, you keep your 2 accuracy throughout frenzy. If that makes sense. So if I enter frenzy at 8 monster mass charges, I can still get up to 20 and still have my true accuracy.
Which is honestly ridiculous. Like people always say it's like, oh well, it's it's not broken because he's still not the best skill champion. But you ask them, it's like, okay, well, who's better than him? And they say, well, Aegon in really long form content and only there, and maybe Nick. And the thing is that I still think that might actually be, I don't know, but I don't think that Nick is actually a good model for what a balanced champion looks like. And so to me, that's not really a good argument. I think if you have to rely on, well, Aegon with 999 combo or Nick Fury are still better, and therefore this is fair, I think you've already lost. Yeah. It's kind of like if somebody is saying, no, this mutant deserves to be better because Magneto exists, I don't think we're going to find common ground.
I agree. And Buddy brought up another weird issue that's been going on with Dragon Man. If you dex while unstoppable.
What happens there?
I did use that in the Summer of Pain against the first one, Rogue.
Yeah. I honestly don't know what. I'm not aware. To me, that's just kind of like, yep, that's not supposed to happen. We'll get to it. I don't know, but I've actually forgotten about it, and I've been using Dragon Man in AQ lately, and I was reminded of it because he just starts healing. I don't know. It's a weird one. That's definitely one of those times too for me where it's like, sometimes they do leave pro player bugs in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, this is getting ugly. I'm gonna block it. I think until you get the evade down on that, which it sounds like isn't that hard, you just block it. Because it wrecks you.
I actually just got it.
Same thing, just kind of the one dex from distance.
Not only is it one dex, it's literally one hit, which is what everyone was telling us. Like, dex only pops up once.
Got it.
Yeah. We're getting an interesting bit in the chat going on here.
What's that? Which one? I think.
Carl is saying sorry. Yeah,
it's fine. Because I asked him to do it, so I want to make sure I at least read it. Vega, I think CJR is overrated and underrated in a few ways. I get a lot of comments saying he's the best champ or even top 5. I don't agree, but super underrated with his utility and dex rule.
Yeah, agreed.
That is extremely well written, succinct, and I think completely spot on. Absolutely.
Oh, take care, Carl.
Carl's heading out? Oh, yeah. All right, man. Yes, Mole Man forever, for life. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. All right, and then DLO, what else we got going on in the chat?
Well, I was going to read out what else Carl said, which is that Mole Man is still quite good without that bug. And that, I think, is the important part, is that it's not like he would suddenly become it's not even fair to say Karnak. Like, he wouldn't... I don't even think he'd drop out of the top 5 skill conversation fixed. It's just that he would require a bit more thought to play. And I think that would be a very healthy place for him to be.
I think it would also make people value that other synergy he has, where it's like, while unstoppable, he has 50% increased crit rate or something.
Oh, hey, Meta.
Because the point of that synergy is to basically give him almost close to guaranteed crits while he still isn't in frenzy.
Gotcha. But because of the bug, it's kind of unnecessary.
Yeah. And generally speaking, I don't find myself using Mole Man for reliable debuff shrugging, just because his limit of 20 is pretty hard to use in endgame content for me.
Yeah. Siddharth is making
the
it.
energy adoption lane.
Meta, what's up, dude? And then DLL and Spin. I realized because I didn't know how we're going to do the call today.
Oh yeah, it's 2 o'clock.
Will you guys both share your channels? These guys, if you've been enjoying listening to them on stream today, as you can tell, they both know a ton about the game. DLL does a lot of war videos and has recently started going into some super deep dives, primarily on Mr. Fantastic and Killmonger. I call them the Bibles on these champions for a reason. They are incredible. They are awesome. Even if you don't like either champion, listen to them because you will become better at the game. I guarantee it. And then Spinnaker, I have not known nearly as long, but I am extremely impressed with this person. With him and his videos. I like to consider myself a relatively decent Guardian player and relatively knowledgeable about him. And I have learned a ton about Guardian in a very short period of time from Spin's channel. And I love playing Mojo, and Spin has a lot of great Mojo content out there as well. Plus, like I said, there's nuggets in there in his videos. Like I learned about Dexing Doom's SP2 in a video that was not about Doom or Dexing SP2s at all. So check them out. Thank you, both of you guys, for being on call. I do need to get going. I think what we're going to do is we're going to pop 5 Overseer crystals. I really actually want Overseer. I don't know why, I just do. And then
I kind of do as well.
Yeah, I kind of just I think because it's Hulk. I think that's what's going on here. And then this was a nice little side benefit of this. So we'll pop these 2 crystals, or I guess 6. And then we'll call it a day. But this has been an absolute blast. Thank you, of course, to OG Highline for the donations. Kai's as well. So God, Kai's channel is taking off like it is. And thank you to everyone who's been in the chat. All right, let's go ahead and pop these open, huh? All right. All right.
Yeah, Matt, I think it's just you.
I was going to say, I thought that Jacob and Siddharth were having a really good conversation about, like, Nick. I completely agree with them. I feel like Quake is problematic because she just gets around things. But I feel like Magneto, Doom, and Nick are the 3 champions that I would point to that don't strike me as broken necessarily, because they don't just, like, bypass everything. I just think they're a little overtuned.
I'm going to interrupt you just for a minute here. I like 10 pop. I don't like 5. So you're going to see the stream. Be right back. But I literally will be right back. I just need to get a few more units.
Yeah, you're good. I completely agree with you, ELO. Especially with Magneto. I feel like I find it more with Magneto than the others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but those 3, it's just the word that comes to mind is overtuned to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't enjoy Magneto. And I don't really have Nick, but I do, like, I enjoy Doom to an extent. I'm not saying that he should be nerfed. I just don't think that he should be held up as an example of what a Mystic champion should be.
I agree. I know a lot of people, the reason why they don't like Elsa is because Nick exists. And that kind of bugs me a little. It's like, you should appreciate the champions, even if Nick exists.
All right, guys. I'm going to do, because I really do want Overseer. I'm going to pop 15 here. So we'll do that. Ooh. And let's have fun. So kind of going into video mode here in a way. Watch the magic happen. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're going to be quickly popping 15 crystals. I do want Overseer. We are on stream, so there will be some other voices. We'll have some fun with that. Let's hope we get them. Right? All right, here we go. And we will be popping. Would love to see the one new. I don't have Purgatory or Overseer at a high. Oh! Yes! All right. Oh. We're off to an amazing start already. Everyone knows how important the SIG is on Angela. I know. Yeah, I know. And there's 2 new. Here we go. Let's see a blue border, right? I'd be happy with a red border. Chance it's, a silver border. But I would love a blue border. Let's do the slow reveal here. I can't believe we got more SIGs on Angela.
Oh, mine wasn't even live, so I had a longer delay on that than I should have. That's awesome.
Sorry.
You know what you got?
As you guys all know, if you've seen a video of mine before, I don't know how to count. So I'm always never sure which is the next one.
Each one is the.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We've got a blue border.
We're delayed on our end.
Oh my goodness.
But Vega's such a showman, it doesn't matter.
All right. I think I know who it is. I think I went a little too far. But we got a blue border. I will be ecstatic if it's either of these new champions. Here we go. Oh, what? Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Woo.
Congrats.
Oh, I'm pumped up. Oh, this is awesome.
Amazing.
I thought it was Purgatory too, who I still would have been excited to get. Don't get me wrong. But Overseer is like, I think he looks like me, but he's green. And so like
Slayer, get out of here.
Oh, Slayer, I think we have the thumbnail. I'm gonna, if it's not in the thumbnail, that is definitely getting worked in to the video. Oh wait, this is the video. For those who don't know, who are like, who is Slayer? What did he say? Slayer of Gods. If you're not familiar with this channel, check it out. I will link it in the description. And he wrote, I didn't overseer that coming. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, we still got 5 more. I already bought them. We should use them.
That's why you got so lucky. You always got to overcommit.
Yeah, exactly. Kabam likes
Is advice
full
that I will
on.
never take for myself.
Yes, and for those who are like, oh my god, so lucky, like go watch my last like 4 openings have been brutal. I just put them out there because I want to show the reality, because I know this is exciting and fun. All right, let's pop these final 5.
Slayer isn't happy that you're going to immortalize that.
Oh, sorry, my friend. Wait, if it's any help, I'm the one who thought it was funny, because it's the kind of joke I would make too. So, anyways, Hen, what's up, dude? All right, we got 5 more, and then we'll be done. I guess we don't want any more new. Yeah, because I'd love to dupe this guy. All right, here we go. Oh my god, you guys are seeing this, right? Oh no, that's the old ones.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, wait, what? Wait, but it's saying 2 new.
Yeah, but that's because it's the same stack of 15 and you didn't back out and buy more.
Got it.
Yeah.
Which is what I usually do. So that's why I'm confused by this. All right.
That's still a sweet opening though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I am more than elated with this. That is, and just like you should do in Vegas, I'm getting up from the table with my money, and I am going back to my room. I am not going to open anymore.
Six on Angela or Overseer are both huge wins. Both is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And we all know the 2 champions coming out next month, right? Everyone knows that?
Yeah, they're confirmed.
This is me still being like, I don't want to say something I'm not supposed to. I believe I will be opening for both of them. I'm extremely excited about both of them in this game. So there would be a chance for whoever's coming first for me to potentially awaken Overseer. And I was just talking about getting a science gem for potentially She-Hulk as well. So I think this, I don't know, I want to play him a little bit and dive into it, but I think we'll have a lot of fun with it. And I think we have someone to test out now. DLL and Spin, as always, thank you very much, gentlemen. I appreciate you both being on call, being part of the conversation. Everyone in the chat, this was an absolute blast. This is why I love streaming. I love it. I love it more than making the videos. We will be back next week for sure. And then I'll start gathering some interest on if we want to see the 4th of July stuff streamed. I know there's a lot of people who will probably be streaming it, but I think that could be fun. And then, I will also be doing a giveaway soon. This is probably a good video to say that in. I will be doing a giveaway. It should be in the next video or the following. I'll give out the details, but I want to get that done before the 4th of July comes up, so that way people can use, or whoever wins can use their winnings on the game with the 4th of July. And again, DL and Spin, anything to add?
No, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, this was a fun one. And I do think it'd be fun for you to stream them, because the perspective on your account is going to be different than a lot of other people.
Oh, for sure.
That's true. And we could have a nice discussion about it. I think that could be a lot of fun. All right, guys.
Yeah, if it's the us, we're all in very different places.
This is true. That's true. That could be all right, we'll talk about it off stream. Anyways, thanks again, and thanks again to OG Highline for the donations, and Kai's as well. Appreciate it as always. Take care, everybody.
Adios.
Bye.